As I said during the campaign, I've long believed that the time has come for the highest court in our land to include not only distinguished men, but distinguished women as well. I will send to the Senate the nomination of Judge Sandra Day O'Conner of Arizona Court of Appeals for confirmation as an Associate Justice of the United States Supreme Court.
This is a momentous day in my life and the life of my family.
It only took about 200 years, but following a 99-0 confirmation vote in the Senate, Sandra Day O'Conner joined the 8 other justices on the highest court in the land. She served on the Supreme Court for 25 years, and the federal courthouse here in Phoenix is named for her. Justice O'Conner was born in El Paso, Texas in 1930, but she grew up on a cattle ranch near Duncan, Arizona, called the Lazy Bee. Harsh yet beautiful, it was a remote area, and without many other children to play with, young Sandra's friends on the ranch were her parents, the ranch hands, and various wild animals that she sometimes kept as pets. From the ranch hands, she learned to herd cattle, drive a truck, and play cards. The rural lifestyle shaped her outlook on the world and taught her self-reliance.
It's a great way to grow up, and not many children have the privilege of experiencing that these days.
There were no schools close by the ranch, so when she was 5 years old, she began to spend the school year with her grandmother back in El Paso, attending the Radford School. Although she was homesick for life on the ranch, she focused on her studies and made her way to Stanford University for college and eventually a law degree, graduating 3rd in her class. But that ranking didn't mean much when it came time to find a job. Not one of the law firms she contacted would hire her. However, she continued her struggle and persuaded the county attorney in San Mateo, California, to give her a chance.
I wrote a long letter to the county attorney in San Mateo County, to Louis D. Mateus. I told him all the things that I thought I could do for him if he would hire me, and things that I thought would be helpful. And I explained to him that I realized now that he wasn't funded to hire another deputy, but I would be willing to work for him for nothing until he could persuade the supervisors to give him a little more money. And I wrote that I knew he didn't have space in his office for another deputy, but I met his secretary, who was very nice, and there was room in her area for a second desk if she wouldn't object. And that was my first job as a lawyer, with no pay, and I put my desk in with his secretary.
This job sparked Justice O'Conner's lifelong passion for public service. She would go on to serve at the local, state, and national level. There, she gained an appreciation for civics, about what it means to be a citizen in America, and where our rights and responsibilities come from.
It's absolutely crucial. The framers were right, those who supported education, in thinking exactly that there's no way we could keep this country going as they had intended unless we educate everybody about how it works. You have to feel like you can be part of it.
Part of it means being involved in it, but you have to know basic civics, and that's where Justice O'Conner is concerned, worried that we may be losing our edge when it comes to understanding the workings of our democracy.
Half of the states in the United States no longer teach young people about how our government works. They've abandoned it. And it just seemed to us that what was missing was education. Maybe we could put together a website that was so interesting it would be useful to young people.
The site is called iCivics.org. It's an interesting and useful website that features an interactive civics curriculum. Things like games for students that teach the elements of our democratic system.
In reaching out to a large percentage of all the young people in this country, middle school and thereabouts, I will think it is the most important thing I've ever done in my life.
An important accomplishment in a long list of important accomplishments. Thank you, Justice O'Conner, for your dedication to after-school education through iCivics.